Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Backyard Bushcraft. My name's Steve, and in this episode we'll be talking a little bit about axe technique and a little bit on safety. So we'll let the fire warm me up a bit and then we'll crack on. So apologies about the motorway noise today. It seems to be every boy racer and every lorry and motocross extremist has decided to come out today, so apologise if that's really loud. But anyway, let's get on to what we were looking at. So, as I was saying in my knives episode, that I don't really carry an axe much because I tend to get away with just battening wood with a knife, and I use a bush box quite a lot. So the axe only really comes out if I'm having sort of a big gathering and we're having a big fire. So I've only got a small hatchet really. This is a cheapo one. It's not very expensive at all, and I've just bought a little sheath off of Amazon to go on it just to protect the edge, because these cheap ones usually come with like a little rubber strip, which is rubbish really. So I just wanted something so it wouldn't cut the, something to protect the edge. So this axe is probably more classed as a hatchet, and it's 38 centimeters long, so it's just small enough to fit in your bag and just big enough to get quite a bit of a swing on there. So this first technique is predominantly aimed at beginners, that when they get an axe, the first initial thought in their head is just to swing the hell out of it basically. And this is a method, it's a lot more controlled, saves a lot more energy, and like I say, it's good for beginners. So we'll drop down here in a second, and I'll give you a preview of that. So if you're in the woods and you've cut up a few logs and you can't find a stump anywhere to rest your logs on while you do your axe work, just find a block or something of or another piece of wood. So I've already got this piece that's chopped up. You get your axe out, and you're going to need another piece of wood. And what you can do is, like when I showed you with the knife, you can actually baton with the axe. So that's a safer method of doing it. So all you do, get the axe, position it on top like so, get the other piece of wood and just like that, split that. So I'll bring you in and we'll show you that a bit better. So like I say, if you are a beginner, you're a little bit afraid of the axe and you want to do something that's a little bit more controlled, a little less likely to absolutely wear you out on your first time of using it, then the baton method is really good. So that's the first technique. So for the next axe technique, I will be doing one that I use quite a bit if I take an axe out, and it's how I would split wood, like longer cylinder pieces that I want to split as kindling. It's quite an effective and quick way of doing it. So we'll drop that down again and see what we can do. So for the next technique, you've got your block again or your piece of wood on the floor, and what you're going to do, generally you want pieces that are probably about the same size as your axe, so you can get it the same sort of width. But in this case, what I'm going to do is hold the axe there, and place it like this, and then we'll have a go at this one. This is quite a knotty bit of wood, so it might take a bit of doing, but we'll have a go and we'll see what we can get out of it. And then what you do, once you get it like that, it sort of splits right the way down. See, there's a knot there, so that's not very helpful. What you can do, I'll bring it in, I'll show you. When you get to this stage, put that in there and you just hold the axe in place and just twist a piece of wood, and then you get the wood will just break like that. And then you can just repeat the process, put it in there like that. And it's very quick for doing kindling. There we go, stick it back in the sheath quickly, just to protect the edge. So you can see, out of that one piece, I've created all that very quickly by just using that technique. There you go, some more wood for the fire. I don't think I could have picked a worse day, to be honest, to do this, because the wind's picking up like crazy. The motorway is just nuts tonight, absolutely bonkers. Get me back to the woods. So yeah, that technique, if you're going to use that in the woods to do your kindling, it's very fast, very effective and very safe, because it keeps the axe away from you. You're not swinging it like a lunatic, and yeah, it just works really nice. So generally try and aim for logs the same size as your axe. Obviously if you've got a humongous axe, don't go making it that big. It's ideal for things like hatchets and things like that. So for my last technique, I'm going to be doing a method where you've got smaller sized bits of wood, and you basically just want to be able to swing the axe a little bit, but be able to control it so you're not going to chop your fingers off. So this method involves using a stick or something to hold where the item is, and then you can hit with the other hand. So we'll jump over to that and have a look at that method and see if you prefer that one. Once you've got it balanced, you can just once you've got it balanced, you can just whack away. Wood. But here's a better example, because that piece of wood wasn't exactly the best. So you just position your wood on the block, hold with your stick, So they're the 3 techniques that are covered on this one. You can go away, try them out yourself, see which one you like the best really. And the only thing I'm going to cover on safety today is that if you're at camp with an axe and you're not using it, you can either leave it in the chopping block or a piece of wood or something where it's basically stopping the edge from being exposed, or just put it back in the sheath. Don't leave it lying around on the floor with the blade with the end of the axe exposed, because you know, someone could trip on it, hurt themselves, etc. So it's just good practice to keep it either in the block or with the sheath back on, or just put it back in your bag if you're not using it anymore. So that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and you can take some of them away and have a go. Just before I go though, I'd like to ask you all a question. So, as you all know, or some of you may know, as of March the 8th here in the UK, the restrictions have been lifted slightly, so it now includes sort of exercise and outdoor recreational use, so going out and having a coffee on a bench, having a picnic in the park. So with that in mind, and how sort of awkward this has been, setting everything up and having the motorway there and all that lot, would anyone decline if I now moved this on to the woodland that's 2 minutes away from me? It's literally my back garden. I've got to walk about 2 minutes, but it is literally my back garden, and it would make it a lot easier for showing you guys how to do fires, etc., stuff like that, sort of preparing them, cleaning them away, all that sort of thing, whereas with the fire pit I can't really show you that. So if there's any objections and you want me to stay in the garden, then fine, let me know. If not, and you think it's fine, go 2 minutes down the road and do these in a little bit of woodland. It is close to the motorway again, so it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be the best I can do. Just let me know your thoughts. So thank you very much everyone for watching. Next week I will be showing you natural tinders, so things you can use to light your fire. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next Thursday. Cheers everyone, bye.